There exist locations in the cosmos from which light should fundamentally never arrive. These are domains so profoundly distant and ancient that the very fabric of time appears to disintegrate. Yet, the James Webb Space Telescope was not constructed to gaze upon what is easily seen. Its purpose was to perceive what no other instrument crafted by humanity ever could. As it directed its golden ocular instruments toward the heavens, its discoveries did not merely startle astronomers, it profoundly unsettled them. The revelation was not the splendor of galaxies or the sharpness of distant stars, but rather a pattern, or more accurately, a rupture within that pattern. What Webb began to uncover layer by meticulous layer and photon by solitary photon was a universe that refuses to conform to our mathematical predictions. It was as if the cosmos had been operating by an entirely different set of rules all along. Galaxies assembled with impossible rapidity, structures of excessive complexity emerged far too early. Under the relentless scrutiny of Webb's infrared gaze, the fundamental laws governing expansion, time, and matter themselves started to unravel. The deeper the telescope peered, the more reality itself seemed to fragment, until scientists, one by one, began to murmur a terrifying proposition. What if every single concept we have been taught about the universe's origin is fundamentally incorrect? The initial wave of revelations impacted the astrophysical community with the force of thunder. The James Webb was accomplishing more than just seeing deeper into the void of space. It was gazing further back in time than any instrument before it. Our prevailing model of the Big Bang suggests the early universe should have been a chaotic, opaque fog of scattered particles, gradually coalescing over immense durations into the first primitive galaxies. It should have been a messy, uneven, and sparsely populated expanse. Contrary to this expectation, Webb unveiled massive, mature galaxies, some larger and more intricately organized than our own Milky Way, already fully formed a mere 300 to 400 million years after the presumed beginning of time itself. These were not infant systems. They exhibited sophisticated structure, complexity, and even evidence of multiple star generations, all of which should not have had sufficient time to evolve. It was analogous to excavating the foundation of a modern skyscraper, only to discover the ruins of a complete ancient city constructed long before the first brick was ever intended to be laid. One specific galaxy, designated Sears 93316, possesses a redshift so extreme it indicates an existence at a temporal epoch when, according to our models, no galaxies should exist whatsoever. And yet, there it resides, spinning, glowing, and definitively built. This has left astrophysicists in a state of urgent recalibration, for if galaxies were already so well developed so early, then the entire timeline of universal expansion, cooling, and evolution requires not minor adjustment, but complete reinvention. The terrifying question persists. How did the universe construct itself so rapidly? Or more disquietingly, what if it did not build itself at all, but was simply there, waiting to be discovered? The imagery delivered by James Webb extended beyond, surprising individual galaxies to reveal something far more deeply disturbing, a potential architectural flaw woven into the very substrate of our universe. Theoretically, cosmic structure emerges through a gradual hierarchical process. Particles form atoms. Atoms coalesce into gas clouds. These clouds condense into stars, and stars congregate into galaxies over billions of years. These galaxies then gravitationally pull together into immense clusters, filaments, and webs that span the observable cosmos. However, Webb has begun detecting hyperstructures, massive galactic webs and connections, appearing far earlier than should be physically permissible. These are not mere artifacts of light or observational noise. They are measurable, traceable, and consistent across multiple deep-field observations. The mathematics simply fails to support their existence. According to Dr. G. Illingworth and Hai, astronomer working with Webb data, we are witnessing systems whose formation would require twice the time the universe has existed, implying either our model of gravitational growth is profoundly wrong or something entirely unnatural is guiding the cosmic assembly. Dark matter, the invisible scaffolding invented to explain such structures, has failed to manifest where predicted. If these immense connections formed without the requisite influence of dark matter, then perhaps dark matter itself was never real, or is something we have entirely misunderstood. Some physicists are now venturing to propose that gravity itself may operate under different laws in the early universe, that the rules we observe now are merely local bylaws, not immutable cosmic constants. If this holds true, then the universe is not a static framework, but a dynamic living system containing regions that operate under entirely different sets of rules. For years, scientists have grappled with a paradox designated the Hubble tension, a growing discrepancy between the measured rate of the universe's present-day expansion and the rate inferred from its ancient past. The Webb telescope was intended to resolve this disagreement once and for all. Instead, it has exacerbated the problem exponentially. Measurements of the early universe, derived from relics like the cosmic microwave background, the ancient glow, from the Big Bang, suggest one speed of expansion. However, Webb's precise observations of later indicators, such as red-shifted supernovae and galaxies, indicate a current rate that is significantly faster, a disparity confirmed by the new data with astonishing precision, rendering the contradiction utterly undeniable. Some scientists are now characterizing this not as a tension, but as a full-blown crisis, a potential sign that our entire model of space-time expansion is fundamentally flawed. What if the universe is not expanding uniformly? Could different sectors of space be stretching at different rates? Or more alarming still, what if we are no longer even operating within the same frame of reference? The implications extend beyond mathematics, touching on the possibility of multiple phases of reality, shifting dimensions, or even a second, unpredicted inflationary event. This suggests the cosmos may not be the open book we once believed, but rather a puzzle with critical pieces missing, scattered beyond the reach of our senses. For decades, the cosmic microwave background has been revered as the ultimate proof of the Big Bang, a fossilized fingerprint from the first light ever to escape into the expanding universe. Data from James Webb now suggests something deeply unsettling, that this purported first light may not have been first at all. Webb's high-resolution analysis of distant galaxies reveals that young, exceptionally dense star clusters, burning intensely hot and packed closely together, can produce infrared radiation so powerful and so widely red-shifted that it perfectly mimics the signature we once exclusively attributed to the birth of the cosmos. This means the so-called background radiation may not be a pristine echo of the origin event. It could instead be layered noise, the accumulated light of countless early galaxies bleeding across the timeline and profoundly distorting our perception of what truly came first. If this is validated, the entire chronology of the universe falls into profound question. The Big Bang may not represent a singular beginning at all, but rather a transition, a change of state, or even the aftermath of something infinitely older. This possibility terrifies scientists because it implies we did not uncover the true beginning. We merely uncovered a veil. Behind that veil may lie something so ancient and so alien to our understanding that no equation, no simulation, and no established law of physics has prepared us to confront it. One of the most disturbing revelations did not emanate from a single object, but from a subtle pattern concealed within Webb's deep field observations. When the data was layered, filtered, and analyzed with advanced AI-driven recognition systems, researchers began to detect strange symmetries in the distribution of galaxies, arrangements that were too organized, too evenly spaced to be the mere product of random cosmic evolution. These were not simple alignments or filaments. They resembled resonant structures, as if space itself possessed underlying harmonics. Entire clusters of galaxies, separated by billions of light-years, reflected precise geometric properties, specific angles, arcs, and intervals, so exact that some astrophysicists have quietly begun to describe the universe as exhibiting crystalline behavior. This shatters the core assumption that large-scale structure emerges organically from chaos. Instead, it hints at a governing pattern, a pre-existing scaffolding laid out not by blind gravity, but by some unknown embedded rule within the cosmos, a rule we did not write. If this symmetry is genuine, it raises a question darker than any other. Are we living in a naturally evolved universe, or within one that was, in some sense, built? In a recent Webb survey focusing on gravitational lensing phenomena, scientists discovered something that shook the foundations of observational astronomy, a repeating signal. While observing a specific lensed galaxy system, Webb recorded nearly identical fluctuations in brightness, occurring at irregular yet statistically impossible intervals. Initially dismissed as a data glitch, triple-checked instrumentation and rigorous simulations concluded it was not noise. It was a genuine repetition. Somehow the same cosmic structure, separated by billions of years and billions of light-years, was being mirrored across the void of space. This suggests that light itself may be caught in a loop, bending not merely around massive objects, but through a deeper, unmapped topology of space. If this is the case, then our perception of the cosmos as a vast, open sea may be entirely mistaken. We might instead be confined within a curved holographic membrane where light folds back upon itself, meaning everything we see is both real and a reflection, like watching a replay, unaware that we are inside the mirror itself. Not every mystery uncovered by Webb was announced with fanfare. One of the most chilling arose from what it did not detect. While scanning a region of deep space situated between two massive galaxy clusters, Webb recorded an eerie void, a vast silent patch of sky completely devoid of infrared light, radio, waves, or any discernible electromagnetic activity whatsoever. While cosmic voids are not uncommon, this one was profoundly different. Its edges were unnaturally sharp, its temperature drop was perfectly uniform, and within its bounds, quantum particle detectors on adjacent probes recorded an unusual absence of virtual particle interactions, a true blank space in the quantum foam. Some physicists propose this could be evidence of a quantum scar, a location where the laws of physics broke down or reset following some unimaginable prior event. Others speculate further, suggesting this is a cosmic firewall, a region where information is actively destroyed or censored from our view. Perhaps the most terrifying theory is also the simplest, that this patch of space is not quiet or empty, but dead,